Hey everyone, it's Kyle on the Stacks channel. I'm back after another break. Yeah, it's been hard trying to find time this year to make these videos, but I'm back and I only have one record to show off. So this is gonna just be a bunch of uh, rambling mainly. I'll try to put some pictures on the screen for you guys, but yeah, it's kind of just covering a bunch of music that has come out and has been, I don't know, I guess it's part of my life as of late. Just for whatever reason, April 25th was like a day where just all sorts of new music came out, which I'm going to talk about. And I only bought one record. Well, anyways, yeah, I bought two records. One of them I bought last July, and it finally came in. But that I'm trying to make work in this other video that I'm doing. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. But the other one that came out on the 25th, April 25th, I do have and will come up. But we'll just jump in because yeah, it's just gonna be just a lot of talking. So, and the albums, I'm gonna try to just go in the order that they've kind of, I guess, come out. So we'll just start with Viagra Boys. They have a new album out called, well, it's a self-titled album that's misspelled. It's the Viagra Boys. It's their fourth album. Again, it came out on April 25th, 2025. And I don't know if it says their fourth album, but it kind of, it's a follow-up of Cave World, which is their third album. But it kind of gives me a vibe of kind of Cave World and Jazz, Welfare Jazz, which is their second album. Yeah, and each album that they've come out with is just its own thing. I do own the original Streetworms. It's not the original pressing. It's a reissue, but that is the original album. I think 2018 that one came out, and I've shown that one off maybe once or twice, and yeah, really like it. Really like all Viagra Boys. But yeah, each album is its own thing. Where they like the first one's like post punk. Like it's a really solid album. It's probably my favorite of their work. But I love all of it, and yeah, this one here. Kind of gives me it's its own thing, but it gives me vibes of like kind of if anybody listens to Amel and the Sniffers, they're kind of Australian punk, and then Butthole Surfers, and was it I always get confused. Marcy's Playground or yeah, I'm gonna say it's Marcy's Playground because Macy's Playground doesn't sound right, but yeah, just kind of get this whole. It's very unique. Each song, its own sound, but yet somehow they just blend it together to make one kind of cohesive album. And yeah, some of my favorite tracks off of it would probably be Uno 2, and Man Made to Meet, and yeah, I love all of it. Medicine for Horses, I think is the name of that one, where yeah, just the choruses are really catchy. So yeah, it's super weird not holding a record and talking about it. I'm just having to just go back in my mind. I don't have any reference. Well, I do have some quick notes off to the side here, but they're basically just me telling you the album and the year it came out. But with Viagra Boys, it kind of came up not too like a couple weeks ago when my friend had his baby shower. I hadn't seen him for like 2 years. The last time he got married, and he moved down Tennessee area, so it's quite a drive, quite a travel for us to get together. But I hadn't seen him for 2 years, but he's having a baby in a few months, so he invited me to his baby. He came back home for his parents because they live nearby. And yeah, we had the baby shower. He had the baby shower, and all the friends were all together and stuff. And they just didn't know how to bring up Viagra Boys in a conversation. But we all talk about music, and yeah. So he was like, he just brought up Viagra Boys, and I just went off, and I was like, yeah, no, I love them, and I've seen them twice. Oh no, I've seen them once. I have tickets to go see them, so I'm gonna have seen them twice later this year. But yeah, no, we just got talking, and then. Few other friends, yeah, they like everybody apparently is aware of Viagra Boys, but they just never knew anybody that had listened to Viagra Boys. But once we all got together again, it's like yeah, we all just love the same music. So it was really cool. Friends, just having this interest and being able to talk about it. Where yeah, we just hadn't brought it up in text conversations or any quick chats online. But yeah, just being together, talking about Viagra Boys. Yeah, it was a good time. Um, so that's album number one. Album number two was also released on April 25th. But this was a reissue. It's an album from 1984. It's Gary Numan, Berserker, which I think again it's been I don't know when the last time I put a video out was, but it was Daryl's video, the Northern Brown guy. One of his questions in one of his thread topic videos was like, name an album you want, and I just put anything by Gary Numan. And then, like, I don't know, a week later, maybe, they announced that they're going to be reissuing Berserker. So I was like, all right. So yeah, I reserved it. Again, that was a while back, and yeah, it was on pre-order for a bit, but yeah, I got it. And it's awesome. I mean, any Gary Numan, I'm a huge fan of. And this one's actually, again, it's a reissue. This one includes the bonus tracks where the original album was 9. What is this one? 16? No, it's I think 14. I'm not gonna count, but yeah, there's 5 bonus tracks on here, and it's a gatefold. I don't think the original Berserker even had a U.S. release. I think it was like UK exclusive. Could have been a few other countries, but yeah, I don't think this was I don't think this was released in the U.S. So being able to hear it on vinyl was awesome. And yeah, the gatefold is. Well, this little hype sticker that came off the shrink wrap, but yeah, it's kind of basic in the middle, but it's cool. I mean, it's cool pictures, and then I think the sleeves are more of the just makeup, and yeah, has the lyrics. The records themselves, they're on. Oh yeah, I think this is the first. Numan record where he was on Beggar's Banquet up until this album, which again is his 6th. Yeah, Numan, his own record label. This was the first one that he put out for that, and it has like the. I always think that is like a Two Boy Army iconography, but I don't really know what. I don't know where that image comes from, but I always associate with Two Boy Army. So, but yeah, this again, I'm just talking just not too informative details, just kind of again rambling, which is kind of what I'm good at, I suppose. But yeah, the production on this is just amazing. I mean, the I think it opens up with like some panning voices where you just have just going around, and then there's parts where the music just kind of like punches through at points where it kind of like fades out and then just like comes back in, or even if you think you're listening to it at a high energy level, they just top it. Like there's just several moments in this whole record where things just drop out and then they just come back in like twice as loud, or with something that they just all like coalesce and then just hit you at one point. I don't know. There's several moments of like that on that album. And yeah, sorry, I advanced the slide. But yeah, there's all sorts. There's like brass instruments. There's like strings. The bass guitar. The bass guitar is like one of the prominent instruments on here, which I mean I love that. But anyways, yeah, Berserker. Again, I got a lot to talk about, so I need to kind of pick up the pace here. But yeah, definitely check this out if you're familiar. If you're up like. It gets like Pleasure Principle vibes and Telecon, which I mean those are prior works where I can see where he takes the inspiration. But even some of his newer stuff, God, is it Savage? It's not Splinter. There's Savage and then Intruder. I think they're like his latest 3 albums. I think it was Savage. I kind of got some vibes off of that one even where. Yeah, he just has a unique sound, and I love Gary Numan. So there it is. That's the second album that came out on April 25th, and the one that I picked up. So all right, moving on is another one, and it's from April 25th. It's Ghosts, Skeleton album. Again, I'm not very familiar with Ghost, their discography or anything, but I've seen them live. One of my buddies He used to work with me. He left like 2 weeks ago, but I mean, obviously still buddies, but we don't work. We're not coworkers anymore, unfortunately. But he is huge into Ghost, and I went and saw them live. Oh man, um, I don't even know when I did it, but anyways, I saw Ghost live, and then a few months later they did like this film concert thing. Oh, I think right here, right now. If that sounds right, I'll put a little box art thing on the screen for you. But um, yeah, they had like the concert footage of the concert that I saw in like a video form, and it was really. I mean, I'm not very familiar with them. Not really huge, crazy in love with them either. But I enjoy them. Just hearing him. I mean, he plays it a lot, so I listen to it a lot. But yeah, I enjoy them. I don't really know them well, but because during the concert, like in between every song, even in the middle of some songs where there was just like solos going on, the lead singer would just head backstage just for moments at a time, and I was like, all right, it's weird, but if he's drinking water or I don't know, needs a rest or something, I guess good for him. But I was like, I thought it was odd at how much he was going backstage, and then seeing the concert film. Um, they did a thing in the film where like there was actually like plot occurring during the concert where he would go backstage and I mean if you know ghost lore, it's like ridiculous. I mean there's this huge line of popes or something. I don't know the lore, but you can look it up, and yeah, it's ridiculous how involved it is. It's really cool, but yeah, that's why they were going backstage so much, is because in the film they were like splicing in extra scenes of lore elements that would set up, I believe, the new kind of Papa to take over the reins of leading the band or something. If you know Ghost, correct me in the comments, but that was Ghost. That came out on April 25th. And that one, there was actually a midnight release party at Dumb Records here in town, and it was the first one they'd ever done, supposedly, and it was actually a really big turnout. Where yeah, I think there was there's over I think 60 people there. They lined up and they played the record that night. I was doing my own thing, but I did attend there. I came in a bit later when the doors were open because they had lines outside for a while. Because my friend, he went there, and so did his brother and his brother's fiance. So they all picked it up. They got it on record and CD, and they were giving away like posters, and they were also like doing like an exclusive stamp thing where if you get your record on the midnight release, they had this ghost stamp where they just like stamp the record. So that was cool. But again, not hugely familiar with them, but I was really surprised that this album, because I did listen to the album for the sake of this video, listened to it 2 or 3 times, and I was very surprised that it was like a glam rock, arena rock type of sound. It wasn't very like heavy or what I'd listened to, live. Like that was more kind of pop, not pop, but like their sound is, I don't know how to describe their sound. I think I've said 20 times I'm not familiar with them, but I know them. But I can't really do a good job at describing their sound. But I was getting a lot of like Daka and Journey kicks, like that type of sound, which was surprising to me. But I think probably some of the standout tracks, I think it was like Cenotaph and Excelsis. So yeah, that's my little rant on Ghost's album that came out on April 25th. But then the next album that came out shortly after that is Car Seat Headrest's The Scholars, which I think their 13th studio album. This is an artist that I was not aware of at all until one of my friends came over and we were listening to Gary Numan, not Berserker, but Telecon. I played that, and they said that it kind of gave him some Car Seat Headrest vibes, and I was like, oh, not familiar with them, but I'll check them out. And I gave one track a shot, and I liked it. I was like, I don't see where you're connecting Gary Numan, but I think it's the voice, because Gary Numan has a unique voice, and so does this singer. But I don't know where that connection came on their behalf, but this one was good. I appreciated it. But then, like a week after I'd listened to that song, they announced that they're going to be coming out with this new album called The Scholars, and it was going to be a concept album that kind of took influences from like David Bowie, The Who, Queen, and that really excited me to see like what I heard is I don't see them heading in that direction. So I just I didn't listen to much else. I just went into this one album kind of blind, knowing that they're taking some inspiration from some of my favorite artists, and yeah, it was awesome. I put that album on repeat for I don't know, a couple weeks, and I think there's like 9 tracks, and some of them are there's like the lead single. I can't. I get some many. I'll put the title or the word on the screen. But yeah, it was very. It was like 10-minute song. I was like, oh, that's a interesting single to lead your album with, a 10-minute long song, and it was good. I really like it. Had many different phases that would just change it up from time to time, and yeah, I listened to that a couple times, and then I think they put on another single. Yeah, I think CCF. I think it's called CCF. Stay With Me, but CCF stands for Cartoon Friday, which I grew up watching those cartoons on Cartoon Network, and yeah, just that was a nice song. Just to hear that, and it was different, obviously, than the 10-minute song. It was, I want to say 3.5, maybe 4 minutes, maybe longer. But yeah, so both the singles I really enjoyed. And then getting to the album, I think it was 9 tracks. And some of them, there's one 18-minute track, and I think there's like 2 or 3 other like 10-minute plus tracks. So, it's very long. I don't want to say long-winded. It kind of has a negative connotation, but it definitely just go like, yeah. I don't know. The concept didn't really. I don't know. I didn't quite follow the concept of the characters, and I mean the messages. I kind of was getting like some like loneliness and I guess you could say depression. But then there's like I took it as there's positive where you can overcome this stuff, and it was just because one of the songs is called Catastrophe, which is probably I'm gonna jump in some samples at the end, and yeah, Catastrophe I think is my favorite track, but all of them are awesome. But yeah, so I didn't really understand it, but yeah, just hearing it was more like I just connected with it somehow. Whether I don't know, I don't know how, but really enjoyed it. I haven't checked out anything else by them yet, but probably will. I don't know if I'm going to start at the beginning because I looked into them, and like their first album, I think it was their first album. They re-recorded it. Well past, because they're like an indie artist where they were independent, not on a label, put out a few albums, but then they got signed to somebody, and then I think in part of that they re-recorded their first album, and yeah, so I don't know where I'm going to start, if I'm going to jump in on that reissue or from the beginning or go backward from where I am now, and I don't know, or if I'm just going to put it on random and just let it play, but really appreciate Seat Headrest. Anyways, we're just gonna move on because I got even more to talk about. All right, and then the next album here came out the following week of Seat Headrest on May 9th, and that is Sleep Tokens, Even on Arcadia. Yeah, Even on Arcadia, which is their 4th studio album. And the same friend that introduced me to Seat Headrest kind of introduced me to Sleep Token. They didn't. I mean, I was aware of Sleep Token, but I had no clue what they sounded like, no clue how big they were. Apparently they're pretty huge band. Because once one friend told me about it, I actually just like looked at all my other friends and people walking in the stores and everything. And yeah, the Sleep Token hoodie, Sleep Token jackets, like everybody wears Sleep Token merchandise. I think 4 of my friends just the past 2 months I've seen them with Sleep Token attire on. So I was like, oh wow. Should have opened my eyes or something, but yeah, I listened to the album twice. I didn't really click with it. The tracks, I think, I don't know. They just didn't. I don't know. I try to just be open minded, see what the sound is. but yeah, the tracks are, I mean, they're like 5 or 6 minutes, so I mean, they're longer. I mean, obviously, I was talking about Car Seat Headrest with the 18-minute tracks. Like, I don't mind long tracks, but if I like to enjoy songs when they're longer, so because I get to enjoy them more than just hearing a song. Like, I don't know, if I don't enjoy it, it just seems to go on. There's a few moments of each song probably that I do enjoy, because they just out of nowhere they have like that, I don't know how to say the word gent, DJENT. It's kind of get heavy, kind of like a Deftones Gojira type sound, but otherwise it's very I don't know, too poppy, melodic, clean. I don't know, just the production is just not what um, I vibe with. It's yeah, just not a lot I can really go on, because again, I listened to it twice, maybe, and I've listened to whatever the first single was, Emergence, I think, was the first single off of the album. I listened to that one maybe 3 or 4 times, like additionally, like on its own outside of the album. Yeah, I don't remember it. I don't really remember any of the album. There is like the first 20 seconds I remember, like, I keep saying like, but yeah, the first 20 seconds was like, oh, this is interesting, and then it just turns into the rest of the album. Um, but we'll move on. But one thing I do want to mention is that Car Seat Headrest and Sleep Token both had songs called Get Samani. Yeah, which I looked at. It's like some biblical reference. I think some garden. Yeah, I haven't looked up this word in like a month, so I don't quite remember the full definition. But I never heard the word before. Then, within a week, I had two artists self-title a song called Get Samani. So odd. I think that is interesting to mention. But then I guess 2 weeks after that, approximately May 23rd, Sparks came in with their 28th studio album called Mad, which I think I brought up in my previous video. If you remember how long ago that was, I want to say it was like 3 months ago, maybe 4 months ago at this point. But yeah, Mad was their 28th album with Do Things My Own Way. And like how I said in that video, it had to grow on me for a bit, but then I started to really enjoy it. That's kind of how it went with the album. I really like this album. It was kind of like the girls crying in their latte, where some of the songs are very simple, which, by that I just mean there's not what I consider, like, the prototypical like bridge, chorus, solo, like reprise style. It doesn't have different chunks of a song. It's more that they just play the song, like from the opening to close is 90% the same thing, but it's just the vocals, where you can kind of tell that there's different textures that kind of come into it, and that, I guess, was what takes me a while to click with, where I'm just expecting something and it never comes. So, it doesn't live up to my expectations, but, if you listen to it again, knowing exactly what it is, you can just appreciate it for what it is. And that's where, I start to love these newer Sparks albums is, they just, you just got to go in again with kind of an open mind, and don't let your expectations influence your enjoyment. Just enjoy the album for what it is. So, but yeah, I think some of the I don't know if I put some of my favorite songs on here. No, I didn't put anything on there. Well, yeah, Do Things My Own Way is the opening track. Jansport Backpack. That was like one of the songs I was talking about, where it doesn't really evolve much, but I like it. It's an enjoyable. It reminds me of Escalator, from The Girls Crying in Their Latte, where it's just a simple kind of keyboard, little melody of sorts. doesn't really go much beyond that. But I don't remember the whole track order, but I think My Devotion was probably one of the first ones that I just like loved instantly. I just love the lyrics of it were great. And then Drowned in a Sea of Tears. That's towards the end. The closing is pretty good. There's Drowned in a Sea of Tears. A little bit of banter, I think, is the name of the track. That one I really like too. That one's towards the end. Yeah, and I'd have to, because yeah, with all these albums, I listen to them a lot on repeat, like except for the Sleep Token. That one I listened to a couple times, and Ghost I listened to a couple times just for the sake of the video. Otherwise, I've been just, and I got more songs coming up, but I'm trying to. It's hard to keep them all straight because I've just been listening to them. I haven't really been able to tell what song I'm listening to. I just had them on play, just kind of in the background, and I wasn't really reviewing the albums. I was just listening to the albums. So I don't really know what the songs are called, but definitely would recommend Mad to anybody that enjoys Sparks or wants to check. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say it's their best album, but I mean, I don't know where I'd rank it. I'd have to give it another video series because 28 studio albums. That's a lot of content to try to rank all the Sparks albums. So, and that'd be tough because there's so many of them that are just fantastic. But I had one kind of honorable mention album where it's not an album that came out recently. It came out, I think, 2018. And actually, there's going to be two of them I was going to talk about. 2009 was an EP, and then they put out a few others. And then 2018, the band is Human Tetris. I'd never heard of Human Tetris before, and they just came on one day, and I really, really liked it. And I put Memorabilia was their 2018 album that I just played just on repeat. I think it's only like 7 tracks, but they're all solid. It reminds me of like kind of Smiths. I guess I want to say Joy Division just because it's like I don't know why I say Joy Division, but it's kind of like Interpol Joy Division lyrics, not lyrics, but like vocals, just baritone voice of. They have kind of a distortion on their Memorabilia album, but the other like self-titled EP is the other one I just got huge into. That one doesn't have that vocal production on it. That's more just voice. So yeah, but then I was trying to think of like the drums. I think it's giving me like kind of like Franz Ferdinand kind of vibes, where it's just kind of I consider it like a disco beat, where just the hi-hats and the snares. I don't know all the drum terms, but anyways, Human Tetris, big shout out to that band. Really needed to start looking more into them. I don't think they have much more work out there. I think it's just like 3 albums, maybe 3 EPs, a couple of singles. So this highly recommend. I can only imagine the rest of their material holds up as well, because I don't know when they got together, but they broke up in 2012 ish, I think is what I read, and then they were kind of like they were done up until like 2016 when they reformed, which I think there was probably drama in the band because I think one of the members didn't come back and they put somebody else in there. So, but that was 2012 is they broke up. 2016 they got back together and they put out an album in 2023. So, they've been around for a bit, but they had that hiatus, and they're not. Yeah, well, that's where I'll leave it. If you do want to check them out, just look them up. I think you'll enjoy them if you're a fan of that kind of like post-punk new wave sound. So, but yeah, the rest of this video is just gonna be kind of, I think just singles, just random tracks that have come out. And the first kind of chunk or first batch here is Marilyn Manson. He put out 2 new singles. I don't know when. I didn't put the dates on them, but it's As Sick as the Secrets of Sleep and In the Air Tonight. So In the Air Tonight's the Phil Collins cover. I'll talk about that one next. But As Sick as the Secrets of Sleep is sort of a re-recorded As Sick as the Secrets Within, but it's yes, it's like it's not just a remix or a alternate mix. It's like a re-recorded version where the vocals are totally different. It's a more of a like slowed down reverb hypnotic sound where it kind of sounds like a like you hear some ringing and it sounds like kind of like a pendulum clock thing where it kind of like ticks. Then when the vocals like come on, they're very I'd say kind of grovelly spoken, like because on the original one when the chorus comes in it switches, it goes between like a whisper to like a clean vocal where it's like a singing thing, where this one is just more spoken, very just effortless, I don't know, effortless maybe, where yeah it's just a very sleepy dreary type version of the song. You can just put this on repeat and it just like puts you like, I want to say like a lullaby, but yeah, it does kind of put you in a trance type of mind when you just listen to this over and over and over. um, so yeah, I highly recommend it. I really enjoyed that one. And then In the Air Tonight was the other track, and this one, it's not bad. It's a pretty straightforward cover. Nothing very, you know, breaking ground. I guess it's, if you know In the Air Tonight and you know Marilyn Manson's general sound, you could probably just kind of play this in your head without even listening to it. The vocal fry, like a signature vocal fry that he uses, is like a backing vocal throughout most of the track, and then he does get into like there's some clean stuff, but around the midpoint, I think is where it kind of definitely steps in its own. So it kind of makes its own place of In the Air Tonight covers, because there's plenty of them. And yeah, this one, I'd say probably the halfway point forward is where it kind of elevates itself on a rating, I suppose. But yeah, it's still a cover of In the Air Tonight. It's fine though. It's I don't know. It's not. I've played it a couple of times and it comes on. I don't skip it, but I don't. I don't like scroll and tap. I don't seek it out. I don't hit play on it. If that's kind of gives you a clue as to how I would rate it amongst the other tracks. But we'll just move on, because the next track that came out, I think this came out April 25th as well. So yeah, April 25th was like this crazy day of music. Assuming I'm correct, but this is I Speak Machine. Never heard of this band, but it's a track called Guts of Love featuring Gary Numan. Because I saw Gary Numan in the thumbnail, and so I clicked it, and it was really good. Never heard of this band before, but turns out that the drummer from Ministry, like the current drummer from Ministry, is also a featured artist on here. Roy Mayorga. I think he's like a newer drummer. I think he's only been with them for maybe three or 4 years, if that. But yeah, it's very kind of electro-punk sound, industrial sound, and Gary Numan is the kind of lead vocalist on it. I'll put the I Speak Machine. I think it's a one person band, but it's a collaboration where I don't know. I don't want to say anything false on this, but yeah, this the lady of I Speak Machine. She sings on it as well. But yeah, if anybody's ever played GTA 4 and listened to the radio station Radio Broker, that genre is what this I think this would fit right into that station. That, and then also too, if like Sunset Overdrive, were to ever get a sequel, yeah, I think that song would kind of fit into that sound as well. But checking out other I Speak Machine songs, they are very experimental sounding, because one of the first album, I think it's called Black Rabbits. It's just a cover album where there's David Bowie, there's Gary Numan. She does a cover of Cars, a cover of Space Oddity. There's War Pigs, Sound of Silence, Simon and Garfunkel. Yeah, just all these like kind of really great songs. She does a cover of them, and they're, again, I don't know if you enjoy the original. It'd be hard to it's hard to assume that you would enjoy her cover because they're drastically different. Not even remotely you would it's hard to even understand it's a cover unless you know going into it oh, I can pick that out because I know that it's there. But otherwise, I think I don't know. I wasn't able to determine it was a cover without knowing it was a cover. So, which I enjoy artists that do that where they make the songs their own. Where speaking on Marilyn Manson previously, it was just he was just covering. It was just, it was obvious he was covering In the Air Tonight. But whenever she covers all these other ones, it's not very clear that it's a cover. So I give them credit for making it their own. So yeah, that was Speak Machine. I'm gonna look into them a bit more. I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy all of it because some of the other ones that I listened to that were I don't know if they were, I'm assuming they're original. They were just very experimental. I didn't understand it. So, I mean, that, some things I don't understand, I still enjoy. That one, I just need to give it more time. Just check out a few more songs and see if maybe some clicks at some point. But, yeah, I Speak Machine was something I never heard of before. And we're down to the final song. It's actually going to be a song that references an album. It's Safe Mind. They just put out a new single called "Standing on Air," which I think that was 2 weeks ago. It was pretty recent because I've been wanting to make this video for a month, but all those things that came out on April 25th, that was gonna be my video content there. But then the next week there's another album, and the next week there's another album, and then 2 weeks later there's another album, and I was like, man. I didn't know when to stop, and now I have this ridiculously long video of me just rambling. But yeah, Safe Mind was the track Standing on Air came out, and that is going to be included on the upcoming album Cutting the Stone, which comes out July 25th. So Safe Mind, I don't know if you know them. I've mentioned them in my previous videos, where it's Augustus Mueller of Boy Harsher and I think Cooper B. Handy. He has his own project called Lucy, and it's his own kind of experimental. I don't know. I've listened to a dozen tracks. I think he has nine albums out. It's called Cooper B. Handy's album, Volume 1 or but he has 9 of those. They're just called self-titled albums. And then there might be some other ones that just aren't called Cooper B. Handy's album. But yeah, they're probably 9, 10 tracks a piece. And they probably clock in 15 minutes. They're one minute and a half songs, 2 minutes max. There might have been a 3-minute one out there, but yeah, it's very, very, very experimental sounds. I'm not sure what he's going for, but his vocals are, I think what I appreciate. I mean, I don't listen to him much. I know his work is out there. But yeah, Augustus Mueller and Boy Harsher, I have their whole catalog over there, and then I have this one on pre-order now too. But the the synth hooks on here, they have some guitar chords playing over it, but yeah, it's Cooper's vocals that I think are really make the song stand out, where he doesn't really enunciate things very clear at all. He blends words together, and just, yeah, I don't want to say it's a speech impediment. I have no clue, but yeah, there's just times where he does not talk clearly at all. The speech, I don't know, when you try to make sounds with speech pathology, maybe. Yeah, he can make the letters in some words, but just doesn't use them, R's, air, standing on air. He says AO or something. It's unique. It stands out. It just get your attention, and with the Augustus Mueller's synths in the back, it's just addictive. Really gets in your ears, and yeah, just really like it. So I think that's where I'm gonna end the video, because I don't even know how many times I've had to stop and start this thing where I just run out of time, because I can only record it in so many minutes at a time before my phone just shuts off. So yeah, anyways, that is a video. If you stuck it out, I really enjoy it. You listening to all this. Hopefully there's something in there that might have piqued your interest. You could check out on your own, or if you have anything that has like any new music that's come out recently that you want to recommend, put it in the comments. I'd love to check it out. I'll try to. I probably won't make a video on all the other new music that is out there, because yeah, this was just I just wanted to get a video out. I really enjoy listening, reading the comments and hearing watching other people's videos. So I just wanted to get back into this because I missed it. So until next time, whenever that may be, I will catch you all later, and thanks. Bye.
I found a crouton underneath the futon. Mama said I couldn't eat it, cause on my teeth I got my personality. It's based on food now, taken from both blind. It's my veterinarian. Why give orders? Why make speeches? Give me a reason to say live, die in my shame. Standing on edge.